Hello 714. Today is Tuesday, May 19th, and today is Google Meet Day. Yay! I get to see all that attend, and I hope that a lot of you will be attending. So at 11 o'clock today will be the Google Meet. And a few minutes before it starts, Mr. Sidlow is going to post the link in the stream, but it also can be found, let me move the screen for a minute, it can also be found in the banner here, underneath where it says 714 Math ICT, here is our class code, and under that is the Meet link. And this is what it looks like when you're using a desktop or a laptop. And when this eye no longer has a line drawn through it, that means it is active and you can go into it. So let's take a look at today. You will click on your classwork tab. Doesn't matter what type of device you're using. I suggest you do it this way. And you will notice that we have our lesson. And you want to take out your notebook, write down today's date, and I'm going to pull up our lesson right now. And you're going to write the target down, just as if we're in school. And you're going to write down the warm-up. So our target is, I can continue to explore I can continue to explore angle relationships by solving vertical angles with algebra. So yesterday we talked about vertical angles, and now we're going to use our knowledge of vertical angles and them being congruent to solve for angle measures using algebra. So let's take a look at our do now, or our warm-up, sorry. I still call it a do now. It says vertical angles in the diagram below. Which pair of angles have the same measures? So if we look at it, I have it right over here. And I just look, see I got this fancy board now that stands upright. So we'll see, except it reflects me too, I guess. Anyway, so here is angle 1. And if I look for the angle that is adjacent, I shouldn't say adjacent, non-adjacent, that is opposite it, that would give me angle 3. So I would say angle 1 and angle 3 are vertical. Okay. Next, I can say, oh, I'm gonna sneeze, excuse me ahead of time. Excuse me. That angle 2 is opposite of angle 4. So I can also say that angle 2 and angle 4 are vertical. And if they're vertical, I know that their angle measures are the same. So I would look back here and my choices. We said angle 1 and 2, no. 2 and 3, no. 1 and 4, no. But angle 2 and 4, we said yes, we're vertical. Okay, so give me a minute. With this new board, I'm experiencing some difficulties. Okay, so this is in the diagram below. What is the measure of angle X? So here I have it over here. And I'm looking at angle X, and the vertical angle to it doesn't have anything there. But I do have a 37 degrees, and if I look at the vertical angle of the 37 degrees, well, I know they're congruent, so this is 37 degrees. Then I can look at angle X. So I could either look at it this way, or I could have looked at it the other way. They make a straight line, a 180 degree angle. So I'm going to take 180 degrees minus 37. I borrow 10 minus 7 is 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. And I get 143. So x equals 143 degrees. Okay? So let's take a look. So on your lesson, you will continue to look. It gives you the answers. And we're going to keep going on. So quick refresher, vertical angles. We have where they are opposite to each other. And because they are opposite, they are congruent, meaning they have the same angle measures. And we know that angle 1 and 2 and angle 3 and 4 are supplementary. And when I add them up, they have to total 180 degrees. So let's remember how to find the missing angles. So again, we just tried it. I know that we have one angle, which is 127 degrees. So angle X is vertical to it. So angle X measures 127 degrees. Okay, this was a great idea. I'm going to have to figure out a better way to work with my board because when I try to erase, it is moving too much. All right, let me get the other one. Here we go. I'm moving you all over the place. Okay, so let me draw this out. I have 127 degrees, and we have Z, Y, and X. And I just said that because X is vertical to the 127. I know that X equals 127 degrees. Okay, now we need to find Y and Z. So, because X is 127, I know X and Y make a supplementary angle. So I can take 180 minus 127, and I get 3, 5. So now I know that angle Y is 53 degrees. So right here, Y equals 53 degrees. And if Y is 53 degrees, well, Z is opposite, is its vertical angle, so Z equals 53 degrees. So that's what you did yesterday. Not very difficult. And now we're going to build on it. Here's all of your answer work. So now let's put some algebra into it. So I have my two lines that intersect. I have 114 degrees is the measure of one, and 5x plus 4 is the other. So this is what I'm going to do. I know that these two angles are vertical, and if they're vertical, they equal each other. So I'm going to start. 114 equals 5x plus 4. And now I'm just going to use algebra to solve it. I'm going to use inverse operations and subtract 4 from both sides. And I get 5x equals 110. And then I'm going to just divide by 5. Again, I'm doing the inverse operation. And I get x equals 22. Okay, that's just telling me what x is. Now I need to find out, what does 5x plus 4 equal? So 5x plus 4 equals what? So I'm going to substitute for x. 5 times 22 plus 4 equals what? 5 times 22, well, that gives me 110 plus 4, and that equals 114, which is what we have right here. So x equals 22. Here is our check to prove that it's correct. And that's it. Not difficult. The biggest trouble is remembering to do your inverse operations. Okay, so we're going to skip the next. Okay, let's try another one. We have a lot of let's try another ones. So here we go. I'm going to draw our drawing. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Angle 1 is 2x plus 5. And angle 3 is 3x minus 33. Okay. Looks a little more complicated because we have two algebraic expressions. But we know 1 and 3 are vertical angles, so that means they are equal to each other. I'm going to put my little equal sign right there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2x plus 5 equals 3x minus 33. Now I noticed that a lot of you had trouble when we gave you a problem when there is a variable on both sides. But there's really no trouble. You just want to remember, you want to get x by itself. Well, if I have x on both sides, then I need to move one of my x's so it's only on one side. And I usually like to move the smaller one. So because 2x is less than 3x, I'm going to do minus 2x on both sides. That cancels. I bring down my 5. 3 minus 2 gives me 1x minus 33. Now, this is just like everything else we've done. Two-step equation. We're going to add 33 because we're doing the inverse operation. And we get 1x equals 38. Or in other words, x equals 38. Okay, but that does not tell me what the angle measures are. So now I'm going to pick one of the equations and I'm going to plug in 38 for x. So I'm going to take the first one. 2 times 38 plus 5 equals what? 2 times 38, I get 16, 676 plus 5, which equals, let's say that's 11, 81. So if that equals 81, and I'm just going to check just to make sure, 3x minus 33 must equal 81. But let's just check. We're going to do 3 times 38 minus 33. And we want to know, what does that equal? 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 2 is 11. Minus 33. And we got 4 minus 3 is 1. And 11 minus 3 is 8. They both equal each other. So this equals 81. Angle 1 equals 81. And angle 2 equals 81. Now to find angle 2 and 4. I'm sorry, that was angle 3, not 2. So angle 2, I can either do from angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180, or angle 2 plus angle 3 equals 180. Doesn't matter because they both, I just noticed I did a transcription error. They both equal 81. So I'm going to take 180 minus 81. I'm going to borrow. 10 minus 1 is 9. 17 minus 8 is 9. So angle 4 equals 99 degrees and angle 2 equals 99 degrees. And then to make sure I'm completely correct, I just add up all 4 angles. So I get 99 plus 99 plus 81 plus 81, and I want to know, does that equal 360 degrees? Because all 4 angles going completely around. So if I look at here, and if I'm going all the way around, it makes a complete circle, which is 360 degrees. So 9 plus 9 is 18. 18 plus 1 is 19. 1 plus 1 is 2. 8 plus 8 is 16. Then I get 8 plus 2 is 10. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 6 is 16. And then 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So that is correct. A lot of different steps, but you just go one step at a time. It's not that difficult. Perseverance. Okay, so here in your note, in your lesson, it goes through each step with you that I just went. Here are the co-constructed steps that you should write down in your notebook so that you have it ready for when you're doing your classwork. And then here's another one. Let's try it again. Okay, we have 9y plus 7 and 2y plus 98. We notice they are vertical angles, so they equal each other. So on my board, I put my little equal sign right there to remind me. Vertical, equal. So now I'm going to just set them equal to each other. So I have 9y plus 7 equals 2y plus 98. So again, I'm going to take this. I want to take my smaller y value, because remember we have y's on both sides and we only want the y on one side. So I'm going to subtract the smaller one. I'm doing the inverse operation. So this becomes 0. I bring down my 98. And I bring down my 7. And 9 minus 2 gives me 7y. Now, inverse operations again, but now I'm going to take care of the plus 7. So I'm going to do minus 7 on both sides, because I have to keep it balanced. I'm left with 7y equals 91. And then I have to get rid of the multiplication by doing the inverse of dividing. And I'm left with y equals 13. Okay, now I have to go to my next step and plug it into one of my equations. I'm going to take the second one, because multiplying by 2 is easier for me. So 2 times 13 plus 98, and I want to know, what does that equal? 2 times 13 gives me 26 plus 98. 8 plus 6 is 14. Carry the 1. I have 10 plus 2 is 12. So 9y plus 7 should equal 124. And 2y plus 98 does equal 124. Now to find the missing angles, I take 180 minus 124, borrow, I get 6, 5. So my two missing angles are 56 degrees. Okay? Messy, a lot of work, but not impossible. Okay, here are all the steps that you can look at on your own. And then I'm going to leave this one for you to try on your own. But again, here are vertical angles. We make them equal to each other and solve for x. And then we can subtract it from 180. 96 minus 180 will tell us what this angle is and what this angle is. And these are all the steps. And then you're going to go into your classwork assignment, which is on a Google form, and try it on your own. Please keep your co-constructed steps with you. Have a great day. I cannot wait to see you at 11 o'clock with all your happy faces, and I'll see you then. Bye.